Hi guys! Today we are going to be moving on to data about us, which is a new unit for you guys. We haven't started this yet. We are moving on into the geometry. No, we're moving past geometry now. We are moving on to data analysis. That's what this is. And you guys are going to have a pretest over it at some point. But the thing that I'm teaching you today isn't on the pretest. It's not part of your essential learning. So doesn't matter. Anyway, we're moving on to data about us. And in this unit, you guys are going to be learning about different ways to plot data and then how to come up with some statistical analyses from it. You're going to be able to find the mean, median, and mode. You're going to find the range. You're going to find the interquartile range. You're going to find clustering. You're going to find skewed data. You're going to see if things are legitimate rationale from looking at a graph. But in order to do that, you need to be able to first create the graph and to be able to understand what the graph is saying. So today and then tomorrow, we are going to be working on two different types of plots. Actually, the first 3 days, Monday through Wednesday, we're going to be working on different types of graphs. Today, we're working on frequency tables. Tomorrow, you're going to be working on line plots. And the next day, you're going to do like data plots or line plots and data, I don't know, the other one, the dot plot, whatever, they're basically the same thing. One has X's and one has dots. They're literally like the same thing. So just, I don't know, except, yeah, no, they're the same thing. It's the same thing. But today we're going to be making frequency tables. And if you look at 1.1, it says, names are filled with tradition. Onomatologists, I think that's how you say it, study names to discover clues about family ancestors or where people settled around the world. One characteristic that you might not think about is the length of a person's name. In America, we tend to have a lot longer names than like in Korea. In Korea, most of the people's names are 3 syllables, like from beginning to end. I have 3 syllables. Okay, I don't have 3 syllables in any part of my name, but altogether I have 5 syllables in my name. So my name is actually pretty short, but some of you have very long names. Like Tatiana, you have 4 syllables just in your first name. Your name is longer than any other person that I've taught like in Korea who has like the typical Korean name. So just your first name, not your whole like 3 names that you have. Anyway, there are times when name length matters. Computers may truncate or shorten a long name on a library card or email address, or whenever taking standardized tests, you only might see part of your name. Likewise, only a limited number of letters may fit on a friendship bracelet. In problem 1.1, a middle school class is studying various countries in Asia as shown in the map below. The class is pen pals with a class in China. The table on the next page shows names of 30 students in each class. I cut that down to 15 because I didn't want you to have to like make such a long frequency table, because I think you can get the same concept from just the 15 names from each class. Next to the names are the data values or observations for the name length, the total number of letters in the first name and last names of each student. So if you look at that graph on the next page, like you see Carson Alexander and you see 15 next to it. That's the name and that's the number of letters. I'm not going to do this problem with you. I'm going to do a problem that is similar to it because I don't want to give you all the answers and I want you to be able to think through this on your own. If you do have questions after today on 1.1, then you can send me an email and I will try to like do a follow-up video. But I really think that after I explain it up here that you're going to be able to understand it because you guys are bright. You got this. And if I am not teaching it in a way that you understand, then like I said, let me know and I'll try to make it more understandable. Okay, so up here I have all of your initials, except for some of you I didn't use your first and last name because you go by something else in our class. So all of you up here, and then the numbers next to it. I chose numbers for the amount of time that I think that you sleep last night. Is this true? I don't know. Look up there. Zoom into like all of your names and see if I get it right. There are some people like JJ. I put that you put 20 hours of sleep because you're basically a cat. Even though you think dogs are better, you're basically a cat. So you get 20 hours of sleep. Even though the average cat gets like 18 hours of sleep, I'm gonna say that you get 20 hours of sleep. And then I'm saying that I'm assuming that you get like 2 hours of sleep because I know you spend all night talking to like your little ghost friends because you didn't close your portal. And so now they bother you all night, and that's what you get for not closing your stinking portals and playing with things that you shouldn't be playing with. Anyway, and then like EC, Same thing. You sleepwalk all night long and like do really weird stuff in your sleep according to all of your friends. So I'm assuming that actual sleep that you get is probably about 5 hours. MH, I know that you come to school late sometimes because you've slept in. So I'm assuming that you get about like 13 hours sleep a night. Am I right? Am I right? Yeah, I'm just messing with you guys. Like, don't take this too seriously. Don't get all hurt because like I'm poking fun. But we have to have a little bit of fun. Like, we're talking to each other through the internet. Let me have a little bit of fun, okay? I'm going crazy. Anyway, so I have all of these numbers up here, and these are like the hours that you've slept each night, and now we need to make a frequency table. So the frequency table has like 3 different parts to it. You have the first category, which is what you're tallying. So like here we're doing hours. So I would have all of the number of hours over on the left-hand side of the table. If I were to be doing a survey about like favorite animals, then I would put like dog, cat, orangutan, koala bear, lemur, I don't know. Whatever animals that you had, I put that on the left-hand side. So that's gonna be your first column, is what you're actually tallying. We are tallying the number of hours that we've slept. So I'm gonna put that at the top. For your frequency table, you would put the length of names. That's what you'd be putting. So, what did I say? Oh, number of hours. Okay, so that is always going to be your first column, is what you are tallying. Your second column is going to be your tallying sheet. As you go through each of these numbers, you're going to be putting tally marks in different places. So I'm going to put tally here. And then the last one is your frequency. And I forget if I told you this, frequency is the amount of time, means like the amount of time something happens. So like the frequency of math that you have each week is 5 times a week for 90 minutes each day, but you have it 5 times a week. That is the frequency. The amount of meals that I should eat in a week is 21. I eat 21 times a week. Actually, I eat more than that because I eat more than 3 meals a day. But if I'm only eating 3 meals a day, the frequency of the amount of times that I eat is 21 times a week. So, yeah, okay, that'll do. That's a fine enough story. Okay, so, what is the biggest number that I'm going to need on my chart? What is the highest that I'm going to have to write? The lowest number that I have here is like 2 hours for Mr. IS. If I were doing this really, really well, then I would start at 1, but I don't have any 1, so I'm going to start with the lowest number that I do have, which is 2. So what's the biggest number that I have to go all the way up to? And if you look somewhere over here, up at JJ, he's our winner with 20. So I'm going to go from all the way to 2, all the way up to 20 without skipping any numbers. So bear with me a second. And you would be doing the same thing with your graph whenever you're doing the tallying of the students' names. So like the lowest number that you would need for the Chinese students is like 4. Or if you wanted to start at 0, you could start at 0 or 1 and go 1 all the way up to the highest number, which on yours I think is 8. Maybe it's higher than that. I'm not sure. I'm just looking at what my screen is. Okay, so now I'm going to tally each of these. I've already attempted to make this video once and I messed up counting these, so hopefully I don't mess it up this time. So I'm going to start out here and I'm going to cross them off as I go. 1, 5, 10, 7, 5. I know this is just real quality content with like my back to you and me just counting all of these tallies. This would be a good time for you to go and get a drink of water or to stand up and stretch while I'm putting all of these down. You're welcome. Built-in brain break while Mrs. Rader does some work on the board for you. 9, 10, and 5. Something really strange. Did you know in other countries they tally things differently? Like, this is how, like, whenever we get to 5, that's how we tally. In Korea, they do, like, a whole different type of tallying system. I don't even know, like, how to do it. It's like, do, something like that. I don't know. It's really cool, but I don't know. It's cool. I don't know how to do it, as I've said 3 times now. Anyway, cool things that I didn't, like, realize growing up. But, yeah, people have different ways of tallying things. So now that I have all of these tallied, I don't know if I did the 5, so I'm going to count that in a second. You need to go back and make sure you have all of your data accounted for. I've been teaching this stuff. This is my 10th year teaching frequency tables. And every single year, somebody messes up all of their answers because they forget one piece of information. So go back, double check. I have I should have 28 names up here, so I'm going to make sure that I have 28 pieces of data because there are 28 of you in my class at the moment. Actually, I forgot, JT. You were going to say that you sleep. I think that you're responsible. You're going to get 9 hours of, no, you're going to get 10 hours of sleep. Yep. Okay. So, do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So maybe I didn't put that second 5. Either that or I really... I think I skipped over somebody's name up here. If your name isn't up there, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to skip over you, but I'm going to move on. Because there should be... No, there are 28 of you here. I forgot somebody's name. Sorry. Anyway, moving on. So now I'm going to count up going across. How many 2s do I have? I have 1, 2. How many 3s do I have? None. How many 4s do I have? 2. How many 5s do I have? 3. How many 6s? 2. 7s, I have 4. 8s, I have 3. 3, 6, 2, 1. This should be 0. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and 1. So now that's it. That is your frequency table. You're tallying things up, counting how many of them you have. And after that, they're going to be asked questions. What is the highest frequency? What is the most frequently amount of time slept? And so you'd look over here. The most frequently amount of time slept is 10 hours. Following that closely would be your 7 hours of sleep. Then they're going to be asking you what is the most amount of time somebody has slept and what is the least amount of time somebody has slept. They're going to ask why are there zeros in some of these? Well, why are there some zeros? Did I have anybody who slept at 16 hours? No. So that's why there's a 0 there, because nobody's slept that amount of time. Yeah, so you're just going to be making a frequency table like this. If you have questions, let me know. I don't want to spend too much more time on this, but I will make another video if I need to, or if you need me to teach this another way, because sometimes in my head I'm clear as clear can be, and then whenever I watch it later I'm like, ooh, not so much. So let me know. Hopefully this helps. And I will be putting up another video tomorrow about making line plots. And until then, don't do anything I wouldn't do. And if you do, don't tell me about it. Have a wonderful, 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 wonderful day. I miss you dearly, and I cannot wait to see you guys again in person someday. Bye.